Okay, another one that I think is a fake alien video. This is supposedly a security camera filming it. Now I know CGI. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. And straight away this is a CGI character. So it actually gets up and walks around. Now also no video. Don't ask me why. It's let's just say I know it from another life. Now it gets up and then it looks around the camera. Just happens that it knows where the camera is. That's the first thing it decides to do. And that line there where it changed, that is coming up to the camera, yeah. Obviously it knows what a camera is, you know, so what the... Oh god, it's so fake. But that line, when it goes, there we go. Now when that happens there, that is an artificial fake distortion. Now this would have been done on VHS tape or a tape source, which would have caused a different type of distortion. Here is an alien from Venus, apparently. Now in 1955 he managed to get in with Eisenhower, president, and help him liaise with him and talk to him about various different things. Now there's another picture here that someone says is also Valiant Thor, Thor. Now I think they're two different pictures and two different people. So I'm going to leave this one on the fence. Now when I go back round to restart all the subjects again, but I'll be doing different things on all the subjects again, so right back to the beginning of what I've been talking about. So for example, part 1 was the planet Nibiru, so I'll go back around, but I'll explain a lot more in depth about different things that you've not already heard me say. But don't forget, on my YouTube channel you can watch them in blocks of 50, so you don't have to keep scrolling up. So subscribe to me on YouTube, you can watch it, look, 101 to 150 videos in one go. I have to mention Dolores Cannon regarding alien communications, etc., because she was a hypnotist. I think she passed in 2014. She was a regressionist as well, which allowed people to go back in previous lives. So she could gain information about whether or not someone was the soul or was already belonging to another alien, you know, so in other words your past life was an alien. So she's a great resource. You always have to be a bit careful. You know, I always say, unless I hear it sort of 2 or 3 times from different people, then I always put it on the back fence until I can sort of collaborate it. But she's a very good source, and there's other people out there that can do you know, past regressions. So if you are interested in finding out what your previous life was, do look out people like her. A real alien skull. Now I'm going to take a few videos to cover this. So this skull is called the Star Child skull, and it was named that by Lloyd Pye. Now Lloyd Pye was allowed to now he was a doctor, and he was allowed to examine this skull. Now this skull was originally found in 1930s by an American girl from El Paso in Texas in an abandoned mine near a copper canyon in Mexico. Now Lloyd Pye immediately saw that it was different to normal skulls. Now he did various tests on these, and the establishment didn't want him to do that. They ridiculed him every step of the way. He'd done many interviews and was trying to say that this is genuine, it's not a deformity. I'll carry on in the next video. So basically this alien skull, carrying on from the last video, had many differences, and of course the most important thing was the DNA, because obviously although the sutures and the shape of the head and everything else was different to a normal child's head, it was a child's age, they believe, because of the size of it, etc. There's so many other differences that don't match any kind of deformity known to man. So the mitochondrial DNA ended up being different. Now Lloyd Pye obviously you know, went about on radio shows and everything else trying to explain that this is genuinely a mystery, but again, he, like I say on the other video, he was debunked every step of the way. Now unfortunately he died, and the story then carried on with the people that owned the actual skull themselves.